All right. Welcome, Chicago Baseball Podcast, Week 7 review, Week 8 preview. Very fun Chicago Baseball Trade League. As always, I'm joined by the executive producer of the podcast, the commissioner, Win for the Kids. Kids for the win. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How's it going? What is happening?
There's a lot was happening this week, but we'll get to that
Really?
shortly.
I thought it was kind of a tame week. I mean, there's a lot of home runs hit and some other stuff going on, but I mean, for the most part, within the league, there not much went on. You
No,
know?
pretty quiet. No text, no message
No.
board, nothing. So maybe next week will be different.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. So I was kind of thinking with this whole trade stuff and waiver out stuff, thinking about outside of fantasy like Craig Kimbrell, Dallas Keuchel, Adam Avon not signing with teams yet. It's kind of interesting. I'm sure the Cubs might have be kicking themselves right about now for not signing Kimbrell right now, especially with all their bullpen woes. But it's be interesting when these guys are going to get signed.
Yeah, it was just Kimbrel and Keiko, just those two in general. I mean, if you got two guys like that this year, how many guys do you think are going to be next year? You know, I mean,
Mm.
I know like Rendon, he's up for. I'm not saying Rendon's going to be, sitting there, but I mean, I'm just thinking of like a couple of guys that are like you have next year. So, I mean, Rendon's going to be a free agent. Is the top one I can think of. That's, I guess, is all I was kind of saying on that. And then, Kimbrel and Keuchel. I think Kimbrel's asking for too much money, is what it is. Um, and I think Keuchel is just no one needs a pitcher of that level for that much money. I mean, I really have no clue. It's strange to see. That's all.
Yeah, it is weird that we're almost through May and these two are just going to be sitting out there, especially with how the trade deadline is pretty moved up this year and the whole
And there's only
waiver.
one.
Yeah, and
Technically,
there's no
technically, I mean, you
waiver.
can still push a guy through waivers, but you would have to lose him and not regain anything for it, and another team would have to take him. But yeah, I mean, so this is 2 years in a row now. At the beginning of the season, they've had those. Well, they didn't really have one this year, but they had those camps set up
Mhm.
for the for like the players that weren't signed yet, right?
Yeah,
And I mean, then you got these guys coming out like this, and it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what this. I feel like there's a lot. Things are going to be happening in the next collective bargaining agreement coming up. That might be one of them for sure. I don't know how they would change it. Um, there's some also things that you can see, with promotions, kind of the lead into that. There's if you want to call it
yeah.
promotion week, this is crazy, right? So kind of within the fantasy baseball community, we've been talking about well, at least some of us have been talking about prospects and things like that, and we got Keston Hira, Austin Riley, Brendan Rodgers, Willie Calhoun, um, Nicky Lopez. It looks like these guys are. They might stay, they might not. You had what, the Carter Keyboom, which is like now a new way of saying if you go up to the minors and you mess up, you key boomed it. um, but I see some of these guys sticking. Hira, I don't see why they would bring him back down. To be honest, who's the that whole debacle they had at second base before him? Austin Riley's just tearing the cover off the ball. He's been down in the minors more than any of these people. I'm so happy I did not give up on him. I was so ready to drop him at the beginning of the season, and then I listened to Sayers talk a little quickly, a little blurb about him when he saw him at the Arizona Fall League, and how he said he had that sound off the bat. He's like, I just heard him hit. I'm like, oh, that's that sound. I mean, it's a pure 70 hitter. So
Mhm.
he's a pure hitter, I guess, whatever that means. But he's rated as a 70 hit tool for hitting, which is it's up there with like Vlad, Trout. I mean, it's up there. Maybe
It's
Trout might be higher.
crazy. It's crazy to see like you said, you just read off all those names of big prospects coming up. And remember, I felt like it was ages ago when Matt Wieters was coming up, the god of base of catching, and then it was a couple years later with Strasburg. It was like a couple of guys, one big star or two, and now look how many are coming up now. So I think that's going to be like a trend, probably more now that these guys are going to be coming up. which is
Well,
good for the sport. But it's crazy how that was like 1 year there'd be one big name coming up, and now it's everyone's bringing them up.
yeah, I mean, just to kind of take it off of the fantasy and put it just back in baseball reality. So the prime that you want to play her in now, I think it's like a 22 to 26 range. I think once you get past that 26, you're looking 26, 27, 28, you're probably in the last year of your contract. If you're like one of these top guys that you sign for a big deal, like one of like you look at what with the outfielder from Atlanta, that both of the guys from Atlanta signed. They're going to be done with their deals when they're like 30, right? Or 31. So that's going to be the new norm, I guess you can say. People are going to be playing in their prime with their team between 22 and 24 or 26. I mean, the only thing that this says is that the minor league system, if you don't have a good one, you don't have it deeply stocked, it's going to be going through it pretty quickly. Because if you look at some of these teams, I know Atlanta's, they're just killing it in their minor league system. But like even the Cubs, for example, they got a couple guys, but I mean, it's 2 or 3 that I've even like heard of and I've heard stuff about. And if they want to keep restocking and keep getting better, they would have to wait and have these guys either call up or trade until you get more of them. So not really sure. I rambled a little bit there, but whatever.
That's gonna be interesting.
It will be.
So as we're going into this week's matchups, crazy week matchup wise. Couple blowouts, couple real close ones this week. We had 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost 4 of them were pretty wide ranges here. With mine in particular, which was crazy. And then Drew and Memo, Scotty and Max, and then Sean and Niz. 7-3, 7-2, 8-1, 8-2 for me. So majority of them were big blowouts this week.
Yeah, it looked a lot closer going into it with some of them, and throughout the week, I think there was one time I looked at mine. I was losing on Tuesday, I think it was, and I looked at them like, wow, everyone else is like really close. So this is one of those weeks I thought I was like definitely up and down, and then at the end a couple of blowouts.
Yeah, I think at one point you were texting me profanity about your matchup and not about trades. So
yeah.
Any news on Kenny Fung?
So Ken would be the first one. You and Ken would be the first one. I sent it out. His box is down there. It's gray. Can you see it?
Yes.
That's it. I mean, I don't know.
Mute.
Yeah, I'm here, guys. What's going on?
Oh, hey, there he is.
I don't see him.
I can hear you.
I don't see you, but I can hear you.
Dude, for some reason, it says that you're in a moderated video call, and that moderator gives you the ability to turn on your audio. So whoever started this call is the person that can control the video on this.
That's odd.
That'd be the producer of the show, my producer, the commission.
So what kind of things are you guys producing?
He's producing just this kind of stuff that we know of.
It says you have access, Ken.
Oh, that's weird. Huh.
That is weird. Mute, eject, hide from broadcasts. You're all good.
Huh.
Is your camera on?
Yeah, my camera's on. I can see my camera on.
You're talking very softly.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I want you to caress my balls, but I can't see your face. I don't really know what you look like.
It hasn't changed in the past 3 months. I'm still
we're good.
Still Asian, so.
Yeah. Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can.
I mean, you want to exit out, Ken? I'll invite you again. You want to try it?
Yeah. Here, let me just head out.
That Ken Fong sucks down.
Yes, he's Asian. He's just slanty eyes. Embarrassed by the ass.
Didn't we? Hey, by the way, before he gets back on, didn't we say that? What's his name? Ryu was just Asian. Wouldn't that cover all that whole continent and everywhere around there?
I believe so. Like,
I don't think we said Japan or whatever he thinks we said. We said he was Asian.
No, you said he was Japanese, dude.
No, we said Asian. I'm like
No,
99% positive.
I'm pretty sure that you said Asian, or else I would have said.
That's
you know,
exactly. That's what we said. Asian.
or Japanese. Sorry, my bad. My bad. There you go.
I still can't see you. What does it say? You're saying it says? This is lovely video, by the way. There you are.
Oh,
But I'm joining from my phone now too. So there's like
oh,
two of me.
there's a crazy echo.
Yeah, it's a crazy echo too.
This is two of you.
Are you wearing braces?
Okay, there you go. Better?
Yeah.
No, I'm not
You
wearing braces. This is my headphones, man. I didn't want to talk too loud. I don't want to be too crazy.
You really have it that high? That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I'll put mine that high again now.
I mean,
Is that
so,
good?
So does it make you feel like you want to caress, me to caress your balls now? I mean,
No, I'm scared.
Now that you
actually.
see me.
Yeah.
Now that you
fucking
see me.
scared.
Can you close out the one that you don't have the picture on so it doesn't keep
Flashing up? Yeah, this is like
picking up your volume?
I
Yeah,
feel bad
we
for
could do
Niz right now because Niz usually watches this at like midnight, and he's probably like at this point, oh Niz, go get a beer. This is a perfect opportunity to go get a beer and come right back.
You know, Drew's up. He's got a child. All right, so let's get started. This week's match will start off with me and the Asian sensation. Not what I was expecting. 8-2 victory for me. I knew my offense and was going to be pretty good. I got a little worried on Monday. You were coming out the box, Ken, with a couple homers yourself. And then I was worried about stolen bases. I got two. I had one stolen bases after going 2 weeks with no stolen bases. And then pitching, you got blown up. And then I thought I was going to be in good shape with going into Friday with Trevor Bauer. I was going to sit a couple guys, and then he got blown up. So it was ERA and WHIP where we didn't do so well, but I'll take the 8-2 victory.
Yeah, there you go, man. It was well deserved. I think you earned it. And looking at some of the numbers here, really don't think that you should be selling just yet. But hey, who am I to talk?
I put down the same thing. I'll be honest. I put down who is selling between you two. But
I definitely should be selling.
You should.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie on that one.
There's no denying it. Just look at the numbers now.
I mean, because also, play your goddamn players, Ken. 3 times this week, I've texted PJ, I've texted Scott, and I've texted Dom this. Look at Ken's team. You had 3 guys today that were sitting on your bench that could have played for you and maybe would have helped you. Maybe. I mean, Dom went off. I'm not gonna lie. Dom's hitting. You got some guys in your team, buddy. And if all those guys are gonna play like this next year, you could possibly take what you got now, sell some pieces, get some better pieces, and be a stud team next year. You got to keep some cash, I guess. But Ken, play your fucking players. Dom, what the fuck? 36, 13, 41, 2 stolen bases, like you said. 345 OBP, not too shabby. But 41 RBIs. I think that's 3 weeks in a row. You've had 40 plus RBIs.
Yeah.
Maybe 4. I'm not sure. I thought you had 38 a couple weeks ago.
At least 3. So yeah.
Yeah.
The week
you also you've had some huge weeks from like 3 guys, and I feel like you're gonna have one of those weeks where they're not gonna hit, and the other guys will have to carry your team, and if they're not, then they won't. But yeah, I don't know. I just do want to say one thing about Ken's team. The your shortstop you picked up, nice job. That was a good pickup. I like him a lot, Blanco. And which is funny too because. Kind of getting back on this prospect thing is Minnesota's got an awesome prospect, shortstop prospect. So like, when is he going to come up? That guy might not ever come up, or he's going to be trade bait for a pitcher later on in the season, and then who knows? So
their offense, Minnesota's offense, is just crushing it.
Yeah,
they're definitely hitting. Ken wearing a Nationals hat.
Are you wearing a Nationals hat?
Your volume is muted, Ken. Your mic's muted.
I was in DC. I was in DC for a meeting, so we went to a game.
Is that jizz on it? Did PJ and you fuck? No.
No, man, I got standards.
Did you fuck PJ?
I got standards, bro.
How come everyone we have on this podcast, we can only see like the top of their head and like below it? Like, what is that? Is that like a new thing?
I must want to copy Niz. That was the creepiest one.
There you go. Finally.
Hello, Moto.
Hello, Moto.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's way better. Yes.
You want me to take off my shirt for you too?
No, that's not what I asked. I just wanted to see more of yourself, just not that
Wow, Ken Fun wants to take his shirt off. I'm surprised he's not spraying himself with water.
Yeah. Moving on to the next one.
All right,
Chris and Dave.
Big upset for Chris. The upset. Dave has been on a tear of late and very close offensively. 2 runs difference, 1 homer difference, 4 RBIs difference, stolen bases 2. Both were great OBP. Just very matchup, but all favored winning Chris's way. Uh, ERA and WHIP were both low for them, and but Chris had 70K, so that's impressive.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna tilt this up a little bit here. Look at this. I have the most randomest 3 bobbleheads. I got like a football trophy one from like 2000 some shit. The next one over here is Ron Santo. I can't even point with this thing. There it is. In the middle, Josh fucking Bell. Josh Bell.
my God,
My God, dude went off this week. 10 RBIs. I think had 4 home runs. I should have wrote it down. I didn't. But he should be like on the poster of underrated fantasy baseball team as a first baseman. Maybe right next to Christian Walker. But Josh Bell looked really good, and it continues to slug. I listened to him a couple of interviews. Sounds a little bit like I don't know. He's not the brightest guy, but he sounds like he knows what he's talking about for when it comes to baseball. I hope no one else listens to this, by the way. All right, anybody like important that is. And then Turner, you got Turner back. And if you look at Chris's team, he's got a deep bench, I guess, kind of, but he's got deep hitting. And he's got Votto on the bench. I don't know. I think that's probably smart for right now and just see how it goes, but pretty good. Hitting was close in this one, though. Really, really close. Could have went it either way.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I think I'm going to have a theme going on every week, or this week, I mean, with the matchups. You got, just kind of name players and naming players from Dave's team. Blackman hitting, Seager's coming back, and then Machado, or what's Baltimore's guy? What's his name? Trey Mancini. Yes, Trey Mancini. Thank you, Ken. I mean, I don't know. Is it a breakout? I mean, he had 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. It was a low OBP, but guys like that on your team, and we'll see it as we go on in the week. Those guys they're worth it. I'll tell you right now. I was listening to the hitter preview on the Athletic again today. We should get them to sponsor us because I think I say the Athletic like a lot.
You do. You give them a lot of cheap plugs.
I do. The Athletic.
They need all the money they can get.
Yeah.
It's good for the 12 people that will listen to this.
But they're plugging these. They were saying how they're these hot hitters. I forgot who it was talking, but it doesn't matter. They were talking about these hot hitters and saying that, like, with the juice ball, the way teams are just putting people in different lineup spots, which I don't think that's too much true from what I'm seeing, but I mean, I don't know. They knew more about it than I did, but they're putting people in different lineup spots. You get a hitter that's, going off for a little bit, and then you plug them in your lineup and they don't work out. You can throw them on the bench. It's something to think about. I mean, again, you got to have money in our league to do this, and you got to have the room, but it's an idea. Trey Mancini, definitely not a guy to do that with. I think he's a fairly good hitter, maybe someone you want to keep around, but I don't know. It's an idea. Well, I think as we're going to go through the next couple matchups, there's a couple guys on everyone's team that I think it kind of fits that bill. But Dave, Chris, 6-4 victory for Chris. I don't think that either one of these teams, like, honestly, could have given him one more day. It could have been 6-4 the other way.
Yeah. What do you think, Kenny?
I agree. I think that Dave and Chris, they're just fighting it out for last place. Other than
not,
that.
I don't think that's what we said at all, but that's fine.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Really?
Yes. I'll get into the numbers later.
What? I'm like speechless. It's like Elliot said something to me today, and I'm like, wow, you knew that? That's so smart of you. And I didn't know what to say, and I'm like, I'm proud of you. Now I'm looking at you and saying, you're a dumbass. How do you think that Chris's team is in the last place, or even Dave's team?
I don't think they're that good. We'll get the metrics later. Continue on.
All right. Can you mute that one that we're not gonna echo, please?
I'm still trying to find out how to use the video on this one, so I'm not
Alright.
holding the phone at the same
Alright.
time.
All right.
Chris and Drew.
Memo and Drew.
Memo and Drew. Sorry. Drew's offense just crushed it.
Oh my God, did it?
9 stolen bases.
That's what I wrote down.
413, 914 OBP.
413.
52, yeah, 415.
I wrote down the exact same thing. God damn, smart minds think alike.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been doing this for a couple weeks now.
We have.
ERA and WHIP both not very good for them, but very close in saves. But offensive, my goodness, that's impressive. All 5 categories just very impressive for Drew. Memo losing pitching 3 of the 5 categories in time starts. He wasn't looking pretty good the last couple of weeks, his studs, but other than 70 Ks, but the rest of it, not so good for Memo, but outstanding offensive week for Drew for sure.
Yeah. I've already saw that I made a mistake when I was talking about Dave and Chris. Chris having Votto on his bench. He does not. It is Drew who has Votto on his bench. I apologize. I do apologize. But Memo, your pitching killed you again, kind of, I guess. But it is what it is. It's that pitching staff. I've said it. I think in week 3, it's not a good strategy. It's not. I did it a couple of years in a row, and it killed me. I didn't win with it. One year I when I pseudo started doing with it, I won with it. And the next couple of years I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, and I didn't win any of the years. I think that one year I actually wanted to give all my players to Chris, yeah. And I was like, I don't think I can win with this, and I did. And I got lucky. Maybe it was just me and Chris playing each other. We were just better than everybody else, but. Hitting was okay for Memo, but yeah, you're right. Here's going back to those players. I'm just going to name off some players for Drew's team. Rendon was awesome. Trout, of course. Alex fucking Gordon. Alex Gordon. Come on. He's got him in his team. There's another player. Picking up a hot player, playing him. He did it, and he paid off for him handsomely. And he didn't pick him up this week. He had him for a little bit of time, but that's another player. And then Ohtani. Dude, man, He is definitely what he is. Whatever the fuck the Angels paid for him is worth it.
His offensive, he's backing up all his offensive. That's for sure. All that money they're giving him, he's definitely giving them to them offensively, not pitching wise, but offensively for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I can just see Ohtani like throwing a bullpen session, trying to get his arm warmed up, whenever later down the year, and he's like, just wait till these fuckers see me pitch and hit. He's looking good.
I would enjoy that.
It's one of Ken's family members.
Yeah. Asian.
Is that correct, or are we being
He's
wrong
Japanese,
again?
dude. He's Japanese. Man.
Oh, sorry.
He is. Wouldn't that be? I mean, technically, he's Asian, though, right?
Yes, Asian. Yes.
Moving on.
Motherfucker.
Sean and Niz.
We got a 3-7 Sean. That's awesome. I love it when Niz loses.
Like Tommy Mansky gave Niz the Black Louisville this week. Sean, 45.
Can you imagine if Sean was like standing above Niz or like behind him, like just going at him and then laughing?
Man.
So you actually think about that? That's kind of weird.
I just did for like a split second. Yes, right then and there I did.
Okay.
This is I called the battle for second place. Go ahead, Domino. Sorry.
Yeah.
Stepping on your toes.
Yeah. Sean sweeping offense. 30 RBIs, 9 homers, 45, 74 strikeouts again. Sean coming up big with the strikeouts and 5 quality starts. Yeah. This is gonna hurts him this week for sure. That's a big blow to him.
Yeah. It's the battle for second place ish, whatever you want to call it. They were both, battling it out. Sean's team, man, has been very good to start the season. There's nothing else you can say about that. I mean, it's been really good. I think his pitching staff, he's had a couple of guys like really, step up for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Musgrove for sure.
Yep. And then, I mean, Chris fucking Bryant has just been on a tear lately. Yelich was a tear, earlier in the season. Bryce is good. And then again, here we go. Let's go with the names. Hunter Dozier, and I had 3 names for him. Fucking A. Oh, Swanson, Dozier, and Braun. I know that me and you, Dom, we're making fun of Sean trading you, or you trading him Braun. Have you seen what he's done? And just keep throwing him in his lineup. This week, he had a 9 for 22, so a 500 OBP. And he walks all the time. 7 runs, 7 RBIs, and a home run. I'll take that. Honestly, I don't care who you put that in. I'll take it. So I just kind of throwing a little egg on my face with that one, and I'll put it out there. He's been good. Pitching, like I said, is one a little bit. Close overall. I will say, Niz, you have $2 left. I did call Niz, and I said, Niz, you don't have any more money left. You just spent your last dollar on Hunter Pence. How does that make you feel? And he's like, well, I still have $2 left from that trade. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about it. But you just got Hunter Pence, and you still play Billy Hamilton. Ken, if you want to talk about a team that doesn't look that good, there it is.
I beg to differ, but okay.
Niz's team. So you take Niz's team over Dave and Chris's team.
As of right now, yes.
What do you want to put on that?
Popcorn. I need to get a bag of popcorn.
What do you want to put on that? Like, are you just
meal.
like
Let's get a meal.
A meal?
Let's
Let's go get a meal. We're gonna put a meal on that.
Sure.
So let's get a meal.
So I get both those teams will finish higher in the standing than Niz's team.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. Yeah.
Meal?
I think. Yeah, done.
$35 meal.
Sure, done. You know what? I definitely think that Niz's team will finish higher than Dave's or
At the end of the season,
Chris's
we're
team.
talking, right?
Yeah, at the end of the season. Well, no, we're talking about right now.
Well, I don't want to say like before the playoffs start or anything like that. Hey, Domino, Domino, write that down so we can put it in the bet.
So do you want to do overall record, or do you want to just do like, oh, okay, so who ends up like placing? I'd say overall record, not like this whole like playoff. Like, oh, okay, well,
Well, that's what I just said. That's what I was asking you.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I prefer overall record.
So Ken's saying.
Well, because you don't want to do overall record because let's say Chris gets into the playoffs.
Yeah, before the playoffs. Sorry, just so at the end of the regular season.
At the end of the regular season.
Correct. I mean, if we want to do another bet, if they all 3 of them make the playoffs, we could do
sure,
that.
Fine. So we'll just say at the end of the regular season, either Chris or Dave will finish higher. One of them will finish higher than this.
Yeah, I don't think so, but okay.
Okay. You got it?
Let's do it.
And then a $35 dinner.
Higher.
And Dom can be there. So.
Also, yeah. So Ken says Chris or Dave will be higher than Niz.
No. I said Niz is going to be higher than Chris or Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maddie thinks that Niz is going to finish below them.
Correct.
Come on, Niz, I got you, man. So let's make some trades.
And this is not. I mean, honestly, this is just nothing bad about Niz's team at all. I think he's got a good team, but I think that the other two have good teams too. And I think,
All right.
Whatever. All right.
All right. I love it. This is great. Get Ken on more often.
But hey, real fast. Ken keeps talking that he's gonna let us know about stats and stuff at the end. Ken, you can't do that. As we go through the teams, that's when you got to bring up whatever you want to talk about. Because at the end, we're just going to talk about like the stuff at the end.
Sure. I could bring that up. So the only reason I'm looking at this and I'm saying that Niz's team is going to finish a little bit higher, just, I did some rankings myself right here. So Niz's offense needs a little help, overall.
We just said that. He just picked up 100 pence. Yeah.
Correct.
And he's still playing Billy Hamilton. But go on.
In terms of his pitching staff goes and what his pitching stats look like, I mean, they're pretty legit. I would say that he's probably the fourth he has the fourth best, pitching staff or pitching stats for our league right now. So, I mean, I think that's better than that's definitely better than Chris, and that's definitely better than Drew and
We didn't say Drew.
Yeah, and Dave. I'm looking at my list here. So, here, I'll even show you this. Oh, I have something to show you, Maddie.
Uh-oh. Do you need me to close my eyes, Ken? Do you need to take sunglasses?
You're not going to put it on the ceiling, are you?
Well, he's not a pussy.
I'll put it on. Where do you want me to put it?
I don't want you to put it on the ceiling. I want you to get out of the fucking room.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
That's interesting. All right. So Kid for the win, man.
Wow, what is this? This is amazing.
So
This
so
podcast just got a whole lot more interesting.
So here, I mean, I hit the columns, but if I unhide them, so these are the stats as it's being recorded right now, right? So in terms of where we have, and then I basically ranked them as if you have the most saves, you're number 1, 2, and so on and so forth through the rest of the to all the pitching categories. So when I did
These are like live, up to date shit.
so I don't know if Yahoo does like actual live up to date, but when I looked at
Yahoo does, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's up to date, then this would be up to date.
Well, I'm saying
But,
like did you do this like before we started the podcast?
I literally did this tonight. Like,
Okay.
And spent like 15 minutes on her. So, just looking at this in terms of what the average ranks are for each of the categories. I mean, amazing. Like I think that, in terms of saves, your second save, second in K, you're number 1 in ERA, number 2 in WHIP, quality starts, you're number 2 so far. So like, I mean, there's. For you, there's, you're killing everybody when it comes down to pitching.
You know,
Well,
I'm
now
not,
it's pitching.
you know what I'm not killing people in is OBP.
Yes. If you win a week,
Your offense needs a little improving, but
if you beat, if
It doesn't
someone,
need a little improving. Just it has no OBP. I don't have hitters that can. They strike out more than they do anything else.
so
if someone
Niz,
loses to you in OBP, they
It's just-
should be beaten
Murdered in the beaten in the street with a dick.
with Ken's dick.
Yes.
is your OBP that bad? I
Oh,
mean,
it's horrible. It's so bad. Every week, I don't think I've gotten over 300
Every week
once.
he loses it. It's guaranteed.
OBP.
And then his stolen bases suck too.
Yeah. They keep fucking switching Ozzy Albies.
Kid for the win. You're number 9. Yeah, you're dead last. Like seriously, you're dead last for.
That's what I just said.
Like-
I mean, it's
You
dead
don't
last.
need any stats.
Yeah, we don't need any stats. It's just when you look and
That's
you
a
see
fact.
under 300, that's bad.
I mean, shit, I'm even above you on that. I mean, shit, that's
Everyone's above him. He's in
Everyone
12th.
is. It's
He's
bad.
12th.
It's bad.
He's horrible.
So yeah, these are the metrics that I have. So I just figured I'd just show you guys a little bit and give you guys a little taste of it. But yeah,
All right, we're gonna move on to Max versus Scotty. A one-sided affair.
Again,
All,
yeah.
all Scotty. Scotty was super large. He was super large. Took 4 out of 5 in the offensive categories. Pitching took 3 out of 5. His ERA and WHIP idea was close this week with Max. Stole quality starts and 69 Ks for Scotty with 5 saves. So, big win for Scotty.
Yeah, Scotty changed his name. I was trying to look at it. Now we have a new name for Scotty. I was going to put my name as like ... But I don't know. I haven't looked into this, and I thought someone said this earlier. Max. Niz. Didn't Niz just put out some roto rankings or something a little bit ago?
yes, you did.
So is Max? You just must be the most unluckiest player this year.
Max is terrible, like terribly unlucky.
Yeah, it's
I-
like his guys get hurt and go on the injured list, and then and then they're not hurt, then they are hurt. I really don't know. But you might be the unluckiest player this year. And then going back to the names, let's do this for Max. Bellinger, he's a fucking stud. Michael Chavis, I mean, talking about bringing up prospects. I think everyone should have seen the writing on the wall that Boston did not have a second baseman. And if there was what's his name's knees are like, they got to be like 100 years old. Second baseman for Boston for 100.
Pedroia.
Thank you.
Pedroia? I don't
Who
think
is
he's that
Pedroia?
old. I don't think he's that old.
No, he's not, but his knees are. I'm saying his knees are older than him is what I'm saying. You get it? It's called a joke. Keep up. Keep up.
Nobody else is laughing here except for Dom, and the only reason he's laughing is because he wants to make you feel good about yourself.
Well, that's the half of it, isn't it?
That's
You-
what
Isn't that what it's supposed to be? How you do it? And then the other one is Mondesi, dude. 4 stolen bases. I mean, I don't know. He's got that Mondesi, dude. That cat's good. That's all I got to say. So unlucky. And then with Scotty, I mean, I'm only going to say one name. I'm going to say it 3 times. Buxton. This is his line this week. 6, 3, 11, 0, and then a 345. I don't think I would ever set that line for Buxton at all, ever. But he had a grand slam, so that was helpful. He had 2 home runs, and besides the grand slam, and one of them was like a moonshot. And we saw who did we see hit a home run in Minnesota, the stadium? The second baseman,
Dozier?
Shoop. Wasn't it Shoop?
it-
It was Shoop, or he's on PJ's team. But anyways, there's some balls that carry in that stadium. I think if it's a little bit warmer up in Minnesota and up in that stadium, it carries. We saw a couple of home runs hit that day, and he hit that one. I think it was like 71 that day he hit it. But Buxton looks really good. Team is sitting back is kind of what I wrote, and it's ready to pounce. I don't want to say that because he's playing me next week, but again, Scotty's team is one of those teams that just kind of sits there, not in the weeds, but more like on the brush or on the fringe, if you will. And you look at it, you're like, oh, what's that? It's not that scary. It's not. Oh, fuck, it is. It's coming right after me. Oh, shit. But I'm giving him a lot of credit here, but if you got to look at his team, it's not too bad. I think going back to just Scott versus like Niz and those 2 pitching, just their pitching staffs, I think Niz and Scott, I don't think either one of them went into it the season wanting to have a pitching staff like that. I know they have more save guys than everyone else does. But it's kind of worked out for at least Scotty and Niz for the most part. I don't know if it will continue to. And I don't know if any of the people that have money left over could start picking up the closers that are going to come up later on in the season and try to use that pitching staff that they're like the blueprint what they have now later on in the season. Because later on in the season, like after the trade deadline, there'll be 4 or 5 closers come up. Who says someone couldn't get all of them? Throw a couple of their not so good starters off to the side on the waivers and kind of do what Scotty and Niz are doing. It's an idea. I don't know. I don't have the money, so I can't do it. But yeah.
Hey, Maddie, what did you say about Max's status? What was the line that you used? Something about, sitting back and ready to pounce?
No, I use that for Scotty's team.
Oh, for Scotty's team. Is that the same phrase you use for Dom's mom?
As far as relating to me?
Yes.
No, I usually call her before I come over so she knows I'm coming.
Oh, okay. Well, that's awfully nice of you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna jump in through the window.
That'd be creepy.
That'd be creepy.
Ready to pounce, man. Come on, ready to pounce.
Well, I call her up and say, hey, listen, I'm ready to pounce, and you want to get it on? And she's usually like, sure, fine, why not? Come over.
I used to use the garage code and go into the garage.
It's funny. My garage at my house and my mom's house are completely separate. So if you went in the garage, there'd be no one in the garage.
Thanks for pointing that out. Before we go into our last matchup, Maddie, you versus PJ, do you have a beer of the week?
I do. I got a good one here.
It's
called Insignificant Clearance. It's a hazy IPA. It's kind of keeping that with that, hazy IPA, New England IPA kind of theme, kind of. But it's from Sketchbook Brewing Company. So if this is not local Dave, I don't know what is. This is from Chicago here. Hazy IPA. It's I think you would like this one a lot, Dom. I've been drinking this the whole time during the podcast. I kind of just want to chug it. It's really good. It's a mango, guava, and pineapple smoothie complex. Ooh. With a whipped cream texture.
Ken might like it too.
Yeah, a pastry dough malt flavor with notes of wheatgrass. Balance it out with a low, clean bitterness that sips just under it all. I read that and I wanted just to go and jag off in the corner.
What's this called again? Can you show the picture again?
Yeah, this is a great beer, man.
I might drink this.
Yeah, this is.
You drink it.
This is really, really good. It's not hoppy or it does have a little bit of that bitterness to it. But I mean, it's kind of a little bit like when I read it, I was like, oh, I don't know about that. But flavorful, man. That mango, that citrus, that pineapple, it's all in there. It said that it's complex as a motherfucker.
Sounds like a good summer beer.
You know what? I would not necessarily say it's a summer beer. You know what? I would almost just maybe I almost maybe like a spring, like a crisp, clean autumn evening would be nice. Maybe
Okay.
I think on this one. But here when I paired this with today, and I didn't even like look at anything, but I had jerk chicken with this spicy. I made it. It was a chipotle pineapple aioli. It was delicious. With jerk chicken, it was spicy as fuck because I put extra hot sauce on it because I like it.
Nice.
And then I had a little bit of this beer with it, and it was fantastic. So you guys got to go down to Sketchbook Brewery Company. They do a good hazy IPA.
Absolutely. So 5-4W for you, buddy. You taking 4 out of 5 in pitching. I mean, your whip, that's a rough one to have 0.99 to lose to a 0.95. That hurts. That's a rough one to lose. But obviously you're going to lose OBP every week. Stolen bases are pretty weak between both of you. One stolen base. PJ, I don't know how he's going to keep going up with 0 saves and 1 stolen base. He's pretty much punting 2 categories every week. So the best he can ever do is an 8-2W. But
He's also putting, like I said the same thing. I was looking at it, and he's also putting Ks almost. If you look at like a lot of the guys that are in the Ks every week, I'm not say punting it, but it's the 50-50 shot. He's going to get it. And then I'm sorry. I mean, he's got some good pitchers on his team, but Ryu is an absolute stud. That dude is just an absolute stud. Asian, right, Ken?
Asian, Korean.
the only thing I'll disagree
Is he-
with the K's is, Maddie, is when he has a lot of doubles, he does pretty well with K's when he has double pitchers pitching twice in the week. This week he was really, really low with starters this week, but when he has those double starters, he does take advantage of that.
Yeah, you know what? Looking at the stats here, he's number 3 in pitching, and in terms of my ranks, he's number 1 in Ks, 5 in saves.
He's number 1 in Ks in like a total amount of Ks.
Yeah, it's 509 versus your 507. So
Yeah, but I
What did you say
mean,
about saves, that can't be right. He had 0 saves again this week.
he's at 20 saves for the season, unless Yahoo's reporting it incorrectly. 5th for ERA.
but also like so the Ks are a little bit misstrewing because you're just taking the numbers that we're actually playing with.
Yeah, actual numbers.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I've set like 6 or 7 pitchers already this week. I mean this year.
Correct. So I'm
So
just
when you
taking
look
this
at that,
based off of this.
it's a little bit different. And maybe I don't know anything. I mean I'm missaying this K thing. I just looked at here. Let's just do this real fast. So he has 48 this week, right?
Mhm.
And then all matchups, PJ. Where's he at? What did he have last week against Chris? He had 81. So I guess you're right. 81 and 48 Ks. How many 2 starts did he have? He had Ryu go twice, Strawberry go twice. Okay, so if he had 2 starts, he's pretty good with it. Yeah, but I mean, so he picked up also 2 guys that week too. Wow. Tanaka, yeah. Strasburg also got him 18, and Ryu got him 15. You know, I'll kind of hold to what I'm saying. He's still a 50-50 with Case.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I didn't think what I said was too bad. I think a 50-50 with Case is pretty good. But I mean, this week he was insane. Like he had a I got to go back to it. Sorry. His ERA was at I think 3. It was almost at I don't know 2 point something. He brought it down with all the way down to where mine was at 215. He had a 214 going ERA going into the last like minute of the last game he was in, and his WHIP was at a 1.09, and now is at a 0.95. Got lucky with the last 3 guys pitching, but they did well for him. I don't know. It's a good team. His hitting, he's got some power hitters on his team, just like you do, Domino. I think if you and PJ went up at it the next week or so, I could see you guys having a career or a massive home run RBI totals. But again, his guys are just home run hitters. His OBP, Ken, with your thing, what's his? Where's he at in OBP?
Hold on, let me check.
Ken's an Asian stat boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had 15 minutes to spare before, jumping on this here. So Bryce is right. OBP, he is 8th.
So he's just got home run hitters. That's what we're saying here, right?
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know. He's got his guys also hitting RBIs. They're just striking out as much as mine because I'll be honest, his OBP was 305. Mine was 292. I was like, I might win this. I might win this.
Yeah, his offense not that great. I mean, so if you're looking at
His offense is good. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. He's got guys that will hit. I mean, Daniel Murphy, I don't know what's going on. They're not playing with him. It's very weird. But going back to the names, Eduardo Escobar's coming out of nowhere. The dude's pre-hitting. He's got Correa. He's got JD Martinez. Bryce Harper finally is hitting for him. Tommy Pham, I was dead wrong on. He didn't do well this week, but he's at least one of those guys. Dan Vogelbach, again, having a player that's hot, throwing him on your team for $1, see what he can do for a little bit. There's another one, Dan Vogelbach. I don't know why he picked up Dyson. He was hurt again, but that sucked. Bruce, not good. But he does have people on his bench like Altuve, and I guess when Scooter comes back, maybe. But I don't think it's bad. I think
so. Check this out. So he's last in runs. He's 6th in home runs. He's 10th in ribbies. 12th in stolen bases and 8th in OBP. So I think that the issue is that you think the players that he has are good. I don't think they're producing as they should be, or they're underperforming, or they're just not that great. So numbers don't lie.
No, I mean, I agree with you. They don't lie, but I mean, yeah, whatever.
Bryce has been struggling.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was saying. Like too, if you look at it, I mean Bryce has been struggling for quite a while. I think I've texted him before. Dozier's not being good at all, and I'm not. I wouldn't. Even, I don't think he's even in the. I think he's got a good hitting. I think there's a couple of guys on his team that could carry him here and there. I think that there's also guys on his team between like I said, Murphy. I don't know what the hell's going on there, and Dozier, who just absolutely sucks. And his other 2 guys on his bench are really bad, Dyson and Bruce. But he's got Altuve who's coming back. And like I said, if Garrett, I mean, whatever, we won't talk about him. It's not bad. Do you have like a system that pegs and ranks them for hitting?
I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, I just ranked them based on
so what did you rank his hitting?
His hitting dead last.
5th?
No, dead last. Based on all the numbers, yeah, dead last.
I would disagree that he's dead last, I guess.
Dead last. I mean, dude, when you're dead last in runs and dead last in stolen bases, and then you're close to your bottom 4 when it comes down to OBP. I mean, the only thing that's holding you up is home runs, and even your ribbies aren't that great. He's at 205 ribbies so far, and the next person below him is at 200, and the next person above him is at 207. So, I mean, they're fairly close there. But, I mean, I have PJ offensively as the worst offensive team that's out there. Now, that's not saying that, like you said, to your point, with people that are underperforming, that he's not going to be able to pick it up with Altuve coming back. I
don't know if he will. I'll give him – I think he's in the top 6. That's all I'm saying. I mean, like 6, 7, 8. He's in that range. How about that?
There's a lot of big names on that offensive side.
Yeah, I mean, I would at least put him in that range. I guess. I mean, some of those numbers you said, I guess they do not lie. I will agree with that. So I guess he's got to pick it up if he wants to get to that point.
Right.
He did. He pulled out a loss, a 4 or 5 loss, which isn't too bad. But so.
And all right. Want to add to your matchup before we wrap that up?
No, 5-4-1. I won. I won.
Absolutely. All right, Kenny, you got some topics to talk about. I know you've been doing some metrics here, but if you'd like to tell us why Ryu is not Japanese and why Matt's team sucks, please
enlighten us.
First of all, I never said Matt's team sucked.
That was a part of the text. I'll show you the fucking. I'll show everyone the goddamn text.
I was joking, so it was hard to joke. It's hard to be facetious on text there. But hey. First of all,
use an emoji.
Wikipedia, doesn't lie, right? So hey,
yes, it does. Yes, it does. It can definitely lie. Yes.
I'm just saying right here. Born March 25th, 1987. He's 32 right now, and he's born in South Korea, so he's not Japanese. If you listen to your podcast from last week,
hey, listen. I'm gonna put it out there to the podcast listeners. Listen, I need someone to go to whatever episode that was and listen.
It was last week's. That
It was last
week's.
week's? Okay.
Yes.
Go to last week's, and I'm like almost 94% sure that we said Asian and not Japanese.
Oh, well, maybe I was listening to it. I don't know.
But anyways,
sometime.
where's he from? Give me a little bit of Ryu. I think he's doing really well. I want to hear a little bit about him.
You got some South. He's from South Korea here.
South Korea. When was he
Yep.
born?
1987,
1987. All right.
March 25th.
March 25th.
He's
March.
he's younger than us. Just to put it in perspective.
He probably weighs more than us, though.
Yeah, well, maybe he probably weighs more than you, but then that's like pretty much everybody that weighs more than you.
Yes, everybody and the mother weighs more than me.
So
That
through
just makes sense.
through May 12th, he's at 45 wins and 29 losses. His ERA's at 3.07. He's at about 556 Ks. Just have to remember that he was injured for the past couple of years, so his stats probably aren't shown as well as they should be based on his performance for the past few games.
Nice.
Nice. What else?
Anything else?
And then
Matty's team sucks.
Yes. Well, look at. I mean, Matty's team does not suck. I mean, you know what? I take that back wholeheartedly. Like I said, when I'm taking a look at your team here, your Matty's team. You know what? You need some offense. That's what you need. Your pitching's just there's nobody that's going to be able to catch up to you, and when it comes down to pitching. So here's the rankings. Just real quick for everybody here. So I have Sean ranked as the number one offense here. I have Memo and Dom, you tied at 2 or 2 and 3 here. Max has 4, Drew at 5th, Dave at 6, Chris 7, Matty you're 8th, Niz is at 9th, Scotty's offense 10, mine's the 11th, and then like I said before, PJ's 12th, and then pitching, nobody can pick you up from a pitching perspective. I have you at 1. I have Sean at 2, PJ at 3. There's a 4, Scott at 5. I'm at 6, which is kind of surprising, but I guess there are some categories I'm actually winning half the time, so it's pretty sweet. Max at 7, Drew at 8, Chris at 9, Memo 10. And then David 11 and Dom. Yeah, that's where you're hurting, man. I think overall, I think your pitching's hurting. I mean, I think from an offense perspective, I think you're good. You just need to pick up some pitching, and you'll be all right. So hey, I'm selling. Let's make some trades.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, this is a spreadsheet that takes everyone's stats as they played them. As played stats.
So whatever you're seeing on screen here, these
that
are the
thing.
stats.
Basically, yeah, that what Yahoo does for you.
Correct. So I just stack ranked them.
So how did you rank them?
So you're looking at pitching here?
Just fine
Okay.
pitching.
So saves. I mean, there's 12 managers on our.
So it's roto rankings is what you did.
Yeah, it's just from 1 to 12, and then
It's a good thing that we play roto.
Well, but hey, you know what? It's an indication.
And we
right?
don't play. No, it is. I'll give you 100. I'll give you that. It's an indication of what everyone's doing, and how they're doing. And I guess you could look at it. I guess PJ could look at it because even I was not saying that I'm not rooting for PJ by any stretch of the means here, but I some things that you brought to light about his team. So
yeah, I mean,
it's a matrix. It's a metric to look at.
Exactly. I'm not saying that this is going to be the Bible. I'm not saying this is the book that everyone should be reading. I'm just saying, hey, this is just an indication in terms of how people are doing. Now
Maybe instead of doing this, you should have actually been playing your guys this week.
You know what? That would have dropped my average. I mean, even though that would have dropped my average. Or
I think one of your guys hit a home run that was on your bench.
You want to bet?
I don't know. Did he?
No, definitely not. I'm like, so first of all, the guys I have on my bench today, I mean, Dahl, he was playing at Philly. Okay. Dude.
But they would have done well. Yeah, Kiki Hernandez.
Kiki, man, dude, he started out hot.
Why do you even have some of these guys on your team?
I was hoping that Kang would give me some power.
Like you have Matt Shoemaker as a DL guy. He's on the 60 DL. Like the last I heard that he might not come back till next year.
Yeah, I mean, I might have signed him to a long-term contract.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Hey, if it was for $1, man, I need players for next year. So that's why I need money. So I'm just saying for everybody that's listening here, I'm doing some
Just drop
self-advertising.
Corey Dickerson. Jesus Christ.
He's on a DL. Who cares? We have a zillion DL spots, or not a zillion, but
You don't.
enough.
You
Enough. I mean, whatever works. But even if I would have started the guys, it would not have done anything for me.
I
at this
wouldn't
point.
have.
So
It's sad to see.
yes, it is very sad to see. I look at my team and I'm like, this is, it's sad when I think, oh, you know what? Kepler isn't playing, but you know what? I'd rather have him in there. Maybe he pinch hit and
Maybe.
he actually do better than say Hernandez for me. So
I guess.
that was pretty bad. But no, I take back my comment about how bad your team sucks, and on this podcast here, I like to make the announcement that I will be selling off. So let's make some deals.
We have to wait till we post it and then it goes live and then everyone listens
Yeah,
at this
know.
point in a time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but you guys have a head start. I mean,
Oh,
Manny,
yeah.
I know.
I
you,
sent
you've
you a
been,
trade.
I know you sent me a couple trades. I should show everybody what the trade you sent me and see what everyone thought. Thanks.
Sure. Show the last one, I guess.
Hey, and by the way, I just want to let you know, like I did not have an issue, Dom, with your trade at all. So
Thank you.
your guys' trade. I mean, I think that honestly, if that's how you value your players, that's how you value your players. No one should tell you, how who you should value more or less. So.
And Ken, I think that's a perfect segue into
Into
let's go get in the fucking box. So this week's
Whose
topic.
box?
What?
Whose box?
His mom's
You
box.
just ruined it. Like you just ruined my big game in my segment. That's not nice.
All right, redo. All right, can
You
we
gotta read. I don't want to redo it. I feel like a little kid. I'm gonna take my fucking ball and go home.
That's the theme of the week.
Yeah.
At least you admitted you have little balls.
No.
All
Let's
right,
go get in the box. Anyways, all right. So this week, you know what we're gonna talk about, right, boys?
Pants.
Pants. Yes, Domino pants. All right. So I went pants shopping this day. I went pants shopping this week because I needed some new pants for work. And I was set. I'm gonna get like 3 or 4 pairs of pants. And I work in a restaurant. Everyone knows that. And I kneel down a lot. I get grease in my pants. So I get I can't get a khaki. And I need to have a dress pant. So I kind of go in the middle of those two. Long story short is I still get a pretty good pant. And I tried on 7, 8, 9, 10 pairs of pants. And I've been on the keto diet for some time and I lost a little bit of weight. So I went down from like a 34 to like a 33 down to even a 32 now. So 32-30 is about my size, the beard doesn't help because that kind of helps you a little bit, but a 32-30 is typically what I wear. The 32 kind of actually gives me a little bit of room in there. Every fucking pair of pants, a 30. I mean, like there was like this much on like the skinny ones. And then if it was the straight cut, it was like this much difference. And then I measured one because I brought Jill's tape measure with, and there was 3 pairs of pants that were a 30. No. It says 30 on the fucking little tag, but it was a 31, a 32. There was a 33 in there. This shit was bothering the crap out of me. I know you can go get them hemmed. You can do all that other crap. But, man, if it says 32, 30, why couldn't it be at least like right in that range? Domino, you were talking about large, extra large, medium, small. I understand it. I put on a pair of pants. It says small. It's going to be small. I don't know. It might be in the, a range or two. But, God damn it all, pants. Fucking pants. But there's a bigger topic at hand, gentlemen. Bigger topic at hand is the trade. I didn't even want to bring this up, but I'm fucking bringing it up because it makes me mad. To start it off, I had to open a new beer here. Absolute Motion by Pipeworks. It's a double dry hopped oak Indian pale ale with wolf and something other hops. So it might be good, and we're going to try that one. Here we go. This is what I got. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it. I'm literally just going to read off some text and talk about maybe it a little bit. PJ says, the trade was not fair, so I vetoed it. He says that I won the trade. Dom lost the trade. I ripped off Dom. It was unfair. And it threw the balance of the league as a whole off kilter. Thank you very much, Thanos. I appreciate your comments. Scotty, Dom should have reached out to others and got a better deal. All right, Scotty, why the fuck didn't you reach out to him? Why didn't you call him? Hey, Dom, at the beginning of the season, I heard you were selling, and at least I thought you were, and you kept saying you were selling, and a lot of times, you kept talking about it. That might be selling. Maybe I should reach out to him. Niz, for fucking love of Pete fucking sake, we had an issue with the voting. We had an issue with the veto. Me and Dom were pissed. Everything was going on. It was Friday. I was working. You might not have been, but I was definitely fucking working. Why the hell did you have to add in another topic on it? And why do you have to be, I'm not going to vote. I'm just going to not vote because I don't think it's the right thing to do. Just fucking vote. God damn it all. We need to move on. We don't have a system in place. That's my fault. We just don't have a system in place.
Hey,
So,
why do we choose to give people veto power in the first place?
well, we can vote that in. That's here nor there, Ken. But we can vote that in next time around. We did. We do. We have it. We have it.
I just want
We
to.
we didn't choose to do it or not to do it. A memo.
Oh,
God.
Where do you start with Memo?
Maximum value for his people. Domino. Memo wants you to get maximum value for your people. Do you know that?
I do
Maximum.
now. Maximum.
So just
he's
so you know.
muted right now. He's muted.
He's muted. Yes, he's muted. Just so you know. So when you're going to make a trade for your people next time, you need to email them to Memo, and he will let you know if you get maximum value for them. You don't have an opinion in this. I'm sorry, you do not.
I know.
Memo will let you know if you're going to get maximum value. And I want to know what that looks like, Memo. If Dom chooses to trade away player A for player B, C, D, and E, or vice versa, whatever you want it, he must value that player pretty high. But if you think he doesn't, well, then that's just, whatever. How do you know how he values players, Memo? And who are you to say what people do with their team? Or why do we have to post something on the message board?
A gentleman's agreement.
A gentleman's agreement. Overall, to wrap this up, I think trades take a very, very long time, right? I think me and Dom, it was almost 2 weeks we were going on this trade, right?
At least.
I will say that I sat there and agonized over the trade that you sent me, which is the final one that we put out there, for a good hour or so, just agonizing over. I did not want to do that. I think that much of Keston Hiura that I thought I was maybe getting value, if not maybe undervalued, because I think that much of him. That's what I'm saying. So everyone fucking out there, this is what I think of him. And I think trades take that long of time that I looked at this and I said, I don't know if I want to go much further with this. I already knew Keston Hiura was up. I had a 4-year contract from Dave a couple of days ago, and I wanted to bring Austin Riley up. So my opinion of it and how this went down, I'm like, all right, let's go for it. And then it all blew up. Just thinking about that one little part of it, though. Niz last year said he wanted to sell off, and it took multiple emails, multiple texts on that. How many times did I text you, Niz, or email you, and I didn't even hear back from you? Memo, I can't even imagine how hard it would be, if someone wanted if you threw a couple of trades up to Memo, he probably would be like, I'm not going to get him. He can't defend himself here, so whatever. But it is very hard to trade with you, Memo. I'm sorry. It just is. I threw him. This is literally I'll tell you the conversation. Screw this. I know you're not here to defend yourself, but fuck it. I don't really give a rat's ass. He said this. He goes, is Brendan Rodgers finally coming up? I said, it looks like. Hopefully they don't screw with him like they did with the other guys, because they have screwed with all their other guys, Colorado. He goes, yeah, second base, I wonder, or spell story. And I said, probably a little bit of both. And then I said, I'll trade you AAA dollar Lewis Roberts, Chicago White Sox outfield for Brendan Rodgers. He said, I love you. I said, okay, so no. He wrote back an emoji with heart smiley eyes. Oh my God. Seriously. That's. Again, you're the easiest person to trade with, Memo. Thanks. Evidently, yes, that might mean no. And you're just, you're thinking I'm being funny. But again, Colorado has 2 different guys they called up, right? And they called up McMahon, he's done nothing to the whole last year. He's hit a couple of home runs this week, so on. And then they had Garrett Hampson, who I fell in love with. I even traded to Scott, and I lost that trade. Yes, I lost that trade, Scott. And now I'm paying $3 for the next 2 years on Garrett Hampson because I already dropped his ass. So I don't know. I think Brendan Rodgers is a better prospect than those two guys, and I hope they, do better and they actually just play their guys, because I really think Colorado fucks with their guys, and I hope that's true for them. But I don't see that might not be the case. And I think, to be honest, Lewis Robert, he looks like a goddamn good hitter. I mean, as right now, people are saying he's got a 5-category hit tool. He's a 70 grade power. I mean, I don't know. Again, prospects in this whole league, everyone thinks they're worth absolutely crap, and so on. So that's it. I got nothing else to say, and I probably, could go on and on about this. So till next week's matchups.
All right. The first week's matchup, you versus Scotty. I was going over it. I feel like it's going to be a very split affair. I got Scotty obviously winning OBP, stolen base, saves.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yes. Saves, homers, and RBIs. I got you quality starts, Ks. You're in with. I got a tie between you two.
I'm going 6-4. I think I pull it off at the end. And I got a lot of good pitching this week. A lot of good pitching. And I got a couple 2-steppers. So I'm going to go 6-4. I think that it's tight. I'm a little worried about some of my hitters. I don't know if I could pull off a trade between now and then. I might be able to. I might not.
You have to let the league know.
I do. I have to let the league know, because that's a gentleman thing to do.
Yes.
Hey, I'm thinking Maddie takes his 7-3 and he's going to win OBP for the first time.
Well, I've already won OBP once when I shut out Memo 10-zip, so I already won it once.
Second time. There you go. You have it here. You heard it here, folks.
Kenny is on the Met once board. He's
I
on it.
am.
I like it. All right. Me and Chris, I think offensively we match up pretty good. It's going to be a slug out. It's going to come down to pitching. I think I'm going to go with a 5-4-1 win for myself.
You got a tie? What are you tying in?
What was it? Saves.
1 apiece? 2?
Yep.
I mean, how many stolen bases you got yourself this week?
2.
2? Nice.
Mhm.
I was looking
I
at
have myself losing stolen bases.
I don't know. It was kind of hard. I was looking at it, and I wanted to put at you like a 7-3 you domino. I'm going to just go 5-5 because I really don't know. I think it's tough. Again, I was telling you that you've had like 4 good weeks of your not good weeks. You have 4 great weeks with offensive categories. I will say your Abreu's kind of got a bad matchups this week, and I think you have a couple guys that have 5 games, don't you? I think. I was looking at it. I thought it was either you or someone else. Now I don't remember. I didn't write it down. But I'll go 5-5.
I'm going to say 6-4 domino.
Oh.
I think you're going to take all the offensive categories and then 1 pitching. I'm not quite sure which pitching category you're going to take, but I think you're going to sneak one out.
Hey Dom, I think he's kissing up to us because he wants to come on later on in the week. Later on.
Oh, I already signed on. I don't need. I already signed on. I already signed on.
God damn. We need a secretary. We need someone to screen these sign-ons.
I don't need to kiss ass. Come on.
He's stat boy. All right. Memo and Sean. I like Sean this week. I like his offense. I think he'll get some pitching even. I like Sean 7-3, 6-4, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I was looking at it too, and I was going to say the same thing, but I think Memo's got some hitting that could kind of come on. I mean, his pitching's going to come on. I got to plug my computer in. I'm actually going to go Memo 4-3. I think they're going to tie in some categories.
Okay.
Memo wins 4-3.
So 4-3-3. Wow.
I think Sean's going to take this one. I think it's going to be a let's say a 5-4-1.
All right. The Battle of the Lovers, Niz versus Dave.
That's great. That was awesome.
they'd just be pouring beer on each other, and
I will say real fast. I gotta go back real fast. So we talked about this, and PJ saying how he vetoed the trade because Dom lost, and I ripped him off. So it wasn't right for the league. Niz told me the other day that he would probably make more trades with Dave because he's a little bit more of a better friends with him, and he talks to him a little bit more. And I'm like, well, that's not right. Like, because you're a little bit better friends with him, shouldn't you look out for your team and what's best for your team? Then Memo would be upset with that.
Whoa.
I mean, just so you know, I mean, that he did tell me that the other day. And then, Ken's not playing all his players when he should. I mean, PJ, you should say something about that. I don't know. So, go ahead, Domino. Sorry.
So after they're done pouring hoppy beer on each other, I like Dave's offense. Niz's pitching, I think, so a little better, but I got Dave this week, 6-4.
I have Niz winning, actually. I looked at it, and I got Niz winning a 6-4.
I have Niz winning 7-3.
Okay. All right. Max.
And I'm Asian, by the way. Not
not
Memo. Memo's Hispanic. I'm Asian. So I mean, just to make
Sean
sure
confirmed it on Cinco de Mayo day, so it has to be true. It's like Wikipedia. All right, Max versus Drew. Drew's offense, you gotta love it. It's ridiculous. I think it's weird to say that Max might lose stolen bases this week again. I like Drew 7-3.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's a tough one. Yeah, I think you're right. Like a 6-3 Drew. 6-3 Drew is what I had.
5-5 tie, gents. You heard it here.
Stat boy. All right, and then this one, Ken versus PJ. I think it's really interesting. Probably no saves between you guys or stolen bases. You're already punting those. Both of you are punting those. I got PJ winning 5-2-3.
5-2-3. What? Do tell. What do you got on?
I got them tying stolen bases, saves, and then what was the other one I have? I can't read my notes, but I have PJ winning 5-2-3.
5-2-3. Hold on. I'm gonna look at this. Just one real fast. PJ.
I like PJ's offense. Obviously he's gonna punt saves. Stolen bases. So I think they're gonna tie, maybe 1-1 in that. So I got 5-2-3.
All right. I originally what I had written down. I had PJ 5-4, but I will do 4-3. PJ.
Wow, you
We're
guys are
at 3-2.
Now are you guys kissing my ass?
5 minutes.
Because you guys want 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So you guys trying to kiss my ass now, like to make the.
We just said you were gonna lose.
I know, but it was first you had worse
a
worse of a loss. Yeah, yeah. I'm saying that PJ's going to take this 8-2, because I have.
Because you're gonna sit all your guys.
No. It's because I have 1 2-star pitcher in Chris Archer, and he's pitching against Colorado. So yeah, it's not. It's not at Colorado, which is a good thing, but I'm still not confident in Mr. Chris Archer. But yeah, I think that my losing continues unless I make some trades. Which, guys, trading line's open.
Probably your phone's not blowing up yet.
Yeah, me too.
Why aren't you guys calling me?
I don't know.
All right. So that's some good trash talking there from Ken to PJ.
Yeah, there's no trash talking there, man. No trash
Yeah,
talking.
that was bad.
All right. I guess that'll wrap it up.
What about Matt and Scott? Oh, we already did that one, didn't we?
Yes.
Oh, God. So that happens when you drink during the podcast.
Yes. That was the first one we let off there with, buddy.
I know. Now, I got it now.
Yes. Any closing remarks, Maddie?
I do. I got some. Ready for this?
Yes.
You're gonna talk about trades again.
No. I will say that I am a whiny little bitch sometimes when it comes to this crap. And I will blow my fucking just head off when I talk about it. And I will rip people with no end. I want everyone to know I don't mean any disrespect. I'm not trying to be rude. I can come off very rude. I know I can. And I'm very passionate about this. I love this sport, fantasy baseball that we do. I think it's fun. Maybe I take some of the fun out of it myself. I understand that. But I just think that there's got to be a better way to manage the league or make sure that it's, in all fairness, or, good for everybody than what we just went through. And I think sometimes we should just let everyone play. Let the fucking kids play. That's what they say. And that's what we should have done this time around. And, learn from the mistakes. And if there was one, if not, the mistake I'm talking about is just everything that we went through. So winter meetings are going to definitely have a lot of talk about it.
Absolutely.
And we'll have to go from there.
Kenny, any closing remarks?
No, I
That
appreciate
point-
you guys. Appreciate you guys having me on. This is fun. It's a lot of good times, and you guys should send through the same trade again and see if people's reactions are a little different this time.
Someone told me that.
I mean, honestly, you know what? I think that send it through, see what happens. Maybe wait a couple weeks, but do whatever. But no, appreciate you guys having me on. I mean, this is definitely a fun time, and it's good to be able to talk about this shit with you guys.
Yeah, you brought some interesting stuff to the table. It was fun to look at your little spreadsheet you got there. That was nice.
Yeah, that was very Asian-ish with stats and
I mean,
spreadsheets.
listen. I mean, it was just the luck of the draw, and I had a little time, so that's all it is.
It
So
was very cool, and thank you for helping us with Japanese, Asians, North Korea, South Korea people,
yeah, fuck you, man.
and that you're not Mexican either. Thank you
Yes,
for
I'm not
clarifying
Mexican.
that.
We're so much better off having you on this podcast.
I mean, it diversifies this fucking thing, okay? All right, you fill
I
your
like
minority quota for this.
All right. I like to thank everyone for signing up already. A lot of the spots have been filling up for the weeks. I think everyone signed up at least once, except for Max and Chris. I'd love to have me and Maddie would love to have both of you on. So if you guys can find a week that's open, or see if you can talk to someone and switch, if that's doable. But we'd love to get you two on signed up also. So yeah, Kenny, thank you. Thanks for everyone's nice text this week, checking on if I was alive after the trade being vetoed and that. Chris did text me as soon as the deal went down, cursing at me about how he was jealous I was getting Hugh from you, and he wanted him. So
Castanera?
yes, he was very upset that I was getting them because he also likes him very much too. So that's it. Next week, our guest will be Scotty. So there could be some trash talk going on between you and Scotty on who won this week or anything like that. So we'll look forward to having him on. And that's it. So Chicago baseball, you stay classy.
Peace out. Have a good week, everyone.
Night.
Later.